It has been absolutely mental today. Hello and welcome back to another vlog. I didn't actually introduce my vlog at all yesterday, so I'm just coming on to do a little intro today, and then I will show you how I set up my stand. So I'm doing a fairly similar setup to previous markets that I've done. However, I did want to fit my big banner at the top, so you will see me faffing about with that a lot. First of all, I am just adding on all the clothes onto the pole, just so that I can get them all spaced out. And here you can see me trying to work out how to attach this banner. I don't even want to say how long this actually took me to faff about with before I finally got it looking good. You'll see I did actually try just hanging it straight from the top pole, which kind of looked okay, but it was just cutting off too much of the top of the t-shirts. So I decided to make a wall for them and then tie the banner on that way. This took a lot of trial and error as to how to get it to stand up high, but we got there in the end. And then you'll just see me raising up the pole so that it's actually the right height. Megacon have a height limit that you can't basically go taller than the grey walls behind, so I just kind of maxed out the height of this pole, which I think is about the same height as the wall. I still keep my walls attached together, and I've actually zip tied them now so that those panels will stay. So I basically go with a 4x2 wall for the back and then a 3x2 wall for the side, and then I'll just attach them together with connectors. And then basically the rest of it is all very similar. You can kind of see that I've done like an extra wall on the side that pokes out the back of the table, and I do show you this better off later on in the video. I just wanted to display some of the desk mats a little bit better because I knew I wouldn't have room on the actual table. And then I've just been using this piece of card that I've got to keep the sticker packs from flopping backwards. And then we're moving on to the back table. So the trader tables at Megacon come with a backing table. I personally don't like doing the double deep table just because I can't reach customers to the front, but I really find this useful for stock management. So I just build up some extra shelves at the back. And I did actually run out of connectors, so I did have to pinch some from Oku, so thank you for that. And this is how I am leaving the table for the night. So I've just covered it up back and front and lifted the tablecloth from the backing table up on top to cover everything. It's currently day one. It's about 8:30, and it starts at 9 for early entry. I've just come in earlier so that I can set up a few things and sort out all my stock and whatnot. So I also wanted to get some social content for like Instagram and TikTok, so I got that done. I've been very productive this morning. I even stopped and got a coffee en route, so I will be caffeinated in a minute. closer look at anything, just give me a shout.
Dinosaurs on the t-shirt.
So it's currently 11:20. General admission has been open for about 20 minutes because it opened at 11. My first hour I did pretty well. Second hour I only made about 20 quid. But I've already made a decent amount this hour. The footfall has actually been surprisingly quite good, even for just the priority hours. Not obviously as busy as like London or Birmingham, but definitely still busy. So I actually have no idea where I last left off me talking, because it just got quite busy. There were some like peaks and slow points. I actually can't remember how much I made at London Megacon on the Saturday, but I have a feeling I am on par with that. I just had quite a big purchase on my stand, about 70 something. I've actually hit my minimum for the event. My goal is 1,000 and I'm not far off that either. So hopefully we will get that, and if not, we'll get it by tomorrow. The audience have been very friendly, as they always are at Megacons. Apparently, some people have said that it's been a bit boring for them because there isn't like a huge amount going on compared to the other Megacons, which is understandable. It is a smaller venue, it's a smaller show. I will say I'm surprised that they're not charging less for the trader stands, being that it's a smaller show. We're paying the same amount as you do at Birmingham, but I can't control that, only the organisers can. I also realised I haven't actually spoken at all about the stamp rallies I'm in. So the first stamp rally I'm in is actually one that me and Oku organises, Cutesy Halloween. I will put up a picture here of like the prizes. The second one I'm in is a Spooky Cats stamp rally. This one's organised by HRM Shop, and I will again put up a picture here of what the prizes were. I'm going to be honest, it hasn't actually been that much of an uptake for them. I'm guessing it's because they're general, not fan art, but I predominantly don't do fan art, so I only do general stamp rallies, specifically probably cats and dinosaurs, funnily enough. We've had a few completions, but overall, not many people are actually accepting the cards, so I don't know how it's going to go. We do have a lot of prizes, but that's fine, so I'll just use the stickers for other things in the future. Hello, so it is day 2. I am very happy with how day 1 went. Heard that a lot of people are waiting to spend their money at MCM, which is understandable. It's a bigger convention. However, there's a lot of us that are attending this one that will not be there at MCM. So like, I for one am not. I didn't get in. I know I wouldn't get into Artist Alley because I have too many other items that aren't prints and stickers. But yeah, so it's a bit disheartening when you hear that, because there's not a lot I can do about not being at MCM. My goal today is to roughly make between £400 and £500. That would be working on about 50 to 60% of yesterday's takings. So if I could do that, then that would be a good Sunday. However, I just don't know, because today could be quieter, because if most people came yesterday, then it could be that it could end up being quite quiet today. I just don't know what to expect. Again, it's a new con. Both London and Birmingham, I think about 60 to 70% of Saturday's takings. So we'll see. If that was the case, then I'd be earning the same amount that I did at London, because my takings yesterday were the same as what I managed to take at London Megacon on Saturday. So for me, it's been a pretty good convention. I know a lot of people haven't even made table back yet. Megacon is very much a convention where placement matters, and you cannot tell what placement matters until you're there, because they change the layout like every year slightly. Where some people thought that there'd be a lot of footfall at this one, there just hasn't been. It'll be interesting to see what other people's reviews and reactions of this one is going to be. Me, for one, I would 100% do it again because it's been good. Tote bag has been replaced and I only have like one of these left. So it's currently 11:15. We've been open for 45 minutes. Yesterday in the priority hour I'd made a sale within 5 minutes. Today it's been a lot quieter than yesterday morning, so I haven't made a single sale yet. There have been a lot of people walking around with weekend passes on, so I'm hoping that means that people will be waiting to do their shopping today. It's very, very quiet, so I might do some drawing just to occupy my time. So it's currently 2:30. It has been absolutely mental today. I think I need to double check the numbers obviously when I get home, but I think at this point I've already surpassed how much I took at London and Birmingham. It has been so busy today compared to yesterday. I'm way ahead of yesterday's takings at this point. We have like 5 minutes until it ends, but it's pretty quiet now, so I am going to start packing up. I have taken more than I did at London, so I'm so happy about that. I've just done a t-shirt trade as well, but yeah, I've had a really good time, but I am so tired. I am so dead. I am so ready to go home. So I'm going to do a little time lapse of me packing up, and I'll probably end up doing a little voiceover. So, see ya. So I am just coming on to do a little recap and review of this convention. So this is the first time, as I think I mentioned, that Megacon held a convention in Farnborough, and it was held at the Farnborough International Centre. Going into this, I didn't have high hopes for it, being that it was new and it's also the same month as MCM. There were a lot of concerns about the convention being held at this location, being that there is not great public transport to the site. However, the organisers did think about this and they had arranged a shuttle bus to go between the venue and the train station. I think this was about every 20 to 30 minutes ish. I'm not 100% sure on that. I did ask some attendees if they found travelling okay, and everyone I spoke to was very positive about it and they appreciated the shuttle bus. It was also perfect for people driving because there was free parking on site as well. I know that some traders had some issues getting to and from the convention, as the shuttle bus didn't run before and after the event, and Uber isn't really common in Farnborough. However, there are lots of local taxi companies that do work in the area which can be utilised, and again, free parking on site, which is always a bonus as a trader who drives all the time. Saturday had good footfall. It was quiet at some points, but that is to be expected, especially in the morning when people are queuing up for signings. I did make about £100 in the first 2 hours, which is not my busiest hours, but wasn't bad for it being quiet and for it being priority access. Throughout the day it did pick up a bit, and I actually ended up making the most I have ever made in a single day, which I was blown away by, as it was just not what I was expecting. I have done new events in the past and they have not gone in the same way. Sunday for me was dead quiet in the first hour, as I only made one sale, but it very quickly picked up the second hour and I stayed consistently busy the whole day. I did take a tiny bit less on Sunday compared to Saturday, which is normal. I still made just over 80% of what I did on Saturday, which I think is the highest Sunday takings that I will have ever taken. So amazing. I didn't really have any bad sellers for the weekend, as everything sold a little bit, but my top sellers were apparel, specifically my green t-shirt and sweatshirt, mystery bundles, as I pretty much sold out by the end of the weekend, key rings, and then also my desk mats I sold a few of them. So overall, I took the most I have ever taken at any event, and that includes both Megacon London and Birmingham, which up to this point were my best takings. I am aware that other traders did not have the same experience as myself. As I mentioned throughout the vlog, by the Saturday, a lot of people had not even made their table cost back, but some of it comes down to the placement where your table is, and also your products, because if people just aren't vibing with the products that you're selling or the fan art that you're selling, then they're just not going to buy it. I have this at other events where people just don't like cats. But for me, obviously, this was my audience this weekend. As I mentioned earlier in the vlog, the placement of your table at Megacons does have a huge impact on how well you do, but this can't really be predicted ahead of time as they do change the layout slightly each year. So next year, my placement that I had this year might not be good next year, so we will see. I was also in 2 stamp rallies, which could have also impacted sales. However, I will say I don't think either stamp rally did amazingly well. We did have a lot of prizes left over from both of them, so I really don't know how much they will have helped my sales in total. I also know that I had a lot of people buying gifts for Christmas, so they could have also been why my sales were higher. I am now interested to see how I do at London and Birmingham next year, as I have released a few new products since I went, and then also it won't be Christmas time, so it'll be interesting to see what that's like. So there were a few factors as to why my takings could have been higher. Either that, or it could literally have just been a fluke. So who knows? If you do want to see my full finance breakdown from this market, you can head over to my Patreon and join the Cozy Cat Club. My next vlog will be attending the GCCF Supreme Cat Show. I am actually recording this outro after that event, and all I can say is that there are a lot of cats featured. I am going to leave this vlog here, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!